Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Friday, the 14th of February, 2025. So we're starting off this morning looking at the synoptic. This was lunchtime yesterday, and we had a sort of high pressure sort of building in over Spain, which is pushing into Europe and blocking this low pressure from getting close to the UK. If we run that through midnight last night and into lunchtime today, that high spread a little bit, and what was over the North Sea, which was marked as a couple of lows, has turned into a high at 10:29, and again that's blocking these fronts and this low pressure from coming in. But we've got a I've got a warm front quite close to the sort of western approaches and across the Irish Sea, which has given us a little bit of sort of weather today. We'll run that through midnight tonight and into tomorrow, and you can see there's a little bit of change as it's moved a bit further across the country, but it's becoming a bit disjointed and such like that. So we'll just keep an eye on that over the next 24 hours. The SATPIC is we start the day. You can see there's a fair bit of cloud cover over a fair bit of the country there. A little bit of sun down in the southeast corner, but I doubt we'll see much of that today. And if we have a look at the rain radar, you can see there's a bit of rain associated with that warm front that's coming in. I'm not sure it's going to get anywhere near us today. I very much doubt it. Going by the rain forecast, the rain doesn't get here until perhaps after dark. If we run that through, it seems to keep fizzling out as the high pressure is preventing the sort of march of the front coming across the country. So that's given us a couple of very sort of nice-looking taffs from Odium and Farnborough. Less than sort of 3 to 4 lines is generally a good indication that the weather's going to be reliable. And they're forecasting 100 degrees, 12 knots, greater than 10k visibility, broken at 2,800 feet, with a 30% chance that between now and 12 o'clock, scattered at 2,000 feet. And Farnborough, 120 degrees, 9 knots, greater than 10k viz, broken at 3,000 feet, and then becoming, in fact, by about now, Cav yeah, good looking taffs for a change. Spot winds then to the north of us, 1,000 feet, 140, 20 knots. To the south of us, 130, 25 knots. And a quick look at windy is showing sort of southeasterly wind, sorry, with a fair bit of east in it, which is sort of driving me around to put us on 09 today. And if we have a look at the local forecast from the Met Office for this area, again, they're showing sort of 12 knots, 10, 11 knots, 10 knots southeasterly, but gusting up to the low 20s there. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit windy out there, a little bit breezy. It's going to be quite cold as well. Temperatures at 3 centigrade max there. So there's going to be a fair bit of wind chill factor, so make sure you wrap up well when you're out on the airfield. Looking at GFS, temperature-wise, lunchtime around about 4 centigrade, with the dew point down at about -3. So a fair split there in the temperatures. Currently on the airfield, we have just over 1 and a bit degrees centigrade, with the dew point down at about -2.5. And looking at the camera, that was about 10 minutes ago. We'll just refresh that. We've still got the sort of the 8/8ths covered at the moment with that southeasterly flow. Sky sight then showing cloud base creeping up as the day goes on, above 2,000 feet for the afternoon. They've even shown a little bit of thermal activity here, perhaps up to about 1,000 feet by lunchtime. But I don't think it'll be too exciting soaring. But we'll see if we can make some use of it. Top Meteo, they're also showing a little bit of soaring from about 10, 11 o'clock onwards. It's about 2,000, maybe 2,500 feet. And they're showing that going on until about maybe 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, and then an absolute cut-off by about 4 there. So no times today then. Just to the south of us, number 11 there is Oak Hanger. That's a RAT, which is in place for the exclusion of UAS, so it's unmanned aerial systems. 14 out to the west there is Winchester live firing. That's from the surface up to 1,100 feet AMSL. 16 is at Rushmore. There's illuminance and flares and whatnot from about 5 onwards. 19 out to the west, Everley, that's Delta 128, danger area is active. 20 here is Ash Ranges, that's Delta 132, which is also active, and just to the northwest there, Welford is a rat, which is similar to Okang, and it's for the exclusion of UES. Let's move on then to the local airfield briefing, and we'll start with the usual Odium cross-section. So it's better than the beginning of the week, where it was completely filled in like a child had been given a load of crayons and told to go and draw some clouds. This we've actually got some sort of structures to the weather here. There's a little bit of cloud around, some sort of scattered cumulus stratus at about 2,000 feet up until about lunchtime, and then that appears to be breaking up. But there is top cover, presumably from this warm front that's coming in, and that's going to be over the top of us from about 11 o'clock onwards. But we should get something out of the day. And there's no weather warnings. The winds 110, 12 to 14 knots, sorry, and 130, 12 knots by this late afternoon. So the booking system, we've got a couple of K21s booked for instructional flying. There's a K21 on the casual list. There's a K13 for trial lessons. Availability on all the single-seaters. And there's a couple of people on the casual list, one of whom is a visiting pilot from Holland. He actually went solo in the UK, but then moved out to Holland to do his flying out there. But he's come back for a visit, so let's make him feel welcome. He's been with us all week, and his name is Quentin. So let's look after him today. And last of all here, the simulator is available as per usual. There's one movement today, 11 o'clock. It's a Beech 350 departing. If I could just ask for all the vehicles and gliders out at the launch point, just be parked south of the centre line, and that'll allow them the opportunity to taxi past on the northern side of the runway. So the general situation today is there's a high pressure in the North Sea. It's blocking an Atlantic low. There's a warm front moving in slowly from the southwest. We'll be on runway 09. On the hard, cables on the boom to the south, aeroto on the north side. The grass is soft to firm, it's perfectly usable, we can land on that, no problem, but please avoid using the wheel brakes unless it's absolutely necessary. And please do not land or taxi on the red disused runway shown here, and of course please clean the gliders at the end of the day. So the launch point vehicle will be on the slightly on the north side of the centre line, aerotoing to the north on the hard, winch launching to the south on hard, cables on the grass to the south as well, and of course landing either side. That's pretty much it from me today. I shall see you out there shortly. Have a great day out in the airfield. Enjoy yourself, and please keep it safe.